Good evening, students. I am Satyajit, and in this lecture, today we will be learning the modernization and with its goals and definition of the modernization and how the modernization concepts applied in India, and also the challenges in modernization and what are the state policies and for the economic development, and also will be compare the before British period what was the economic condition and how we will going through this modernization technology sorry modernization techniques and in the current period how it will be running like that, and the current state of Indian economy will also analyze these concepts in a very detailed manner, so stay tuned with me. So coming to our lecture, like uh, first we'll be learn what is modernization. So, modernization refers to the transformation of traditional or agrarian society to a more industrialized, urbanized, and technologically advanced society. So, what is saying here? That the modernization refers to the transformation of traditional society, which is based on agrarian economy, that is agrarian society, the persons who are the most of the person of the country which is engaged their livelihood on the agricultural sector, but it is not modern, it is based on traditional sector, traditional or agrarian society. Arey, what the hell? So sorry for this. uh, Coming to our lecture, that is modernization refers to the transformation of from traditional or agrarian society to a more industrialized, urbanized, and technologically advanced society. So, a country which is based on agriculture or agriculture sector, the most of the people are there living their livelihood on agrarian sector, which is based on traditional methodologies and all those things. When a country adopts modernization, it will be more industrialized, more industries will be established, urbanized, and technologically advanced society turn to the technological advancements. Okay, so it encompasses the advancements in various fields, not only the only agriculture, but also it includes at the industry tech sector, the technology sector, the governance. It is the governance role is also the government's governance role is most important in this sector. Also improving the education, healthcare, and social reforms to tackle down the various cultural and hindrances that was which is followed by the traditional rules. And coming to the goals of modernization, that is include the improving the standard of living. So modernization what the modernization has a goal to improve the standard of living of the people, increasing the productivity, fostering the economic growth, and reducing the poverty and promoting the social equality. That should be not income inequality or regional disparities among the people. Also the fostering of the economic growth, that the growth of the economy should be in a high way, that is reducing the poverty, increasing the productivity, that will ultimately improve the standard of living of the people. So, coming to the second concept, that is modernization in India. So, we came to know that what is modernization and what is its definition and all its goal as a whole. But how the modernization concept applied in India will be discussed that. So post independence focus. So as we know that we got independence in 1947. India pursued the modernization, that is to improve its economy, because it was totally the drain of wealth, as you know in the previous lectures. As you go through the previous lectures of mine, you'll be find that how the drainages of wealth of how the Britishers ruled over for 200 years, and they exploit in the least way, so that the our economy was totally uh, stagnant, that as we I can say that from vibrant economy to they pushed through that stagnant economy. So, India pursued the modernization concept to improve its economy, society, and infrastructures after years of colonial exploitation and underdevelopment. So, as you see the previous data, that the India's contribution to the world GDP, that is around 25 to 30%. But after the exploitation, or after the 200 over the rules of in colonization or the British rules, it is only around 2.3 or 3%, how they exploit us. You can imagine that. Then in the post independence focus was that we adopt the modernization concept to improve our economy, society, and infrastructures to for the development. So industrialization. So Indian government established a public sector enterprises, that is Tata Steel. Will be discussed that, but here in this slide, I'll just overally explaining the concepts. So in any other video, I'll be explaining those things in details. So industrialization, that the Indian government established the public sector enterprises focusing on key industries like steels, mining, and energy. So this led to be the foundation for the economic self-reliance and a reduced dependency on imports. Then green revolution. So as we know that the green revolution was introduced by MS Swaminathan. So in the 1960s and 1970s, the India introduced the modern farming techniques, that is high yield crop varieties, and improved the irrigation facilities, leading to the green revolution. This transformed India from a food deficient country to one of the self-sufficient in food production. So the green revolution's motive was that not only we sufficiently the sufficient production in not only the food crops, but also will export those food crops from our country to the other countries. So, technology and IT revolution, that the liberalization of the economy in the 1991 spurred the technological advancement, that is especially in the IT sectors and software services. So, before as you know that there are in the planning commission, what was the Chacha Nehru's time, he was a socialist, so he most focused on the social sector. But after he passed away, and he uh, go to Rajiv Gandhi came, and he focused on the service sector, that is IT sector. They bring the IT sector into in their eyes. So the IT technology and revolution, but the liberalization of the economy in the 1991 spurred the technological advancement, especially in the IT sectors and software services. India became a global leader in IT services, creating millions of jobs and fostering the innovations. So, coming to the health and education reforms, modernization efforts emphasize the expanding education and healthcare services, particularly through the initiative like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, so education for all, and the National Rural Health Mission. Then the last one is urbanization and infrastructure development. Modernization has driven the growth of urban centers and improved the infrastructure, because people are living in the urban sectors, and they are also migrating from rural sector to the urban sector in search of job. That is called migration. You'll be in the further lectures, I'll be explaining the migration, urbanization, all those concepts are in the syllabus. So, modernization has also driven the growth of urban centers to improve infrastructure, because people are moving to the urban sectors and making the process of urbanization. And also, it driven to the infrastructure, also improved the infrastructure, including the transportation, telecommunication, and digital services, contributing to a more connected and integrated economy. So here in this case, I we studied that how modernization from post-independence era to the how the industrialization sector affects, and the green revolution also introduced technologies of IT revolution, how introduced in educational and urbanization infrastructure development, how these concepts or these uh, are introduced gradually in the modernization concept too, and also applied to the India. But it is not a easy task. So also the India faced some challenges in modernization, that is uneven growth. First point is uneven growth, that is despite modernization the growth has been uneven, because modernization is a concept which is because actually the concept was uneven, because uh, the growth of each sector is not similar. Okay, if you see in the previous point, that is the technology and IT revolutions, even if you see in this case, the southern states of India, they are mostly dependent or oriented to the service sector, that is like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and Hyderabad, and Tamil Nadu, all those states are mostly dependent on the IT sector. There are more various IT hubs, where the big IT hubs are there, and they are mostly most of the richest persons are in the southern states. but and the northern or northeastern areas, there are not IT sectors are not as much big IT sectors was there. Uneven growth is a concept that can be included in the modernization and the challenges. Despite the modernization, the growth has been uneven, with the urban areas advancing the faster than the rural regions. Yeah, it is right that is leading to the socio-economic disparities. Then environmental impact. Industrialization and urbanization had led to the environmental degradation, and including the deforestation, pollution, and losses of biodiversity. Yeah, and then coming to the social issues, that the rapid modernization has caused the social challenges such as displacement, lifestyle changes, and the strain on traditional family structures and social bonds. So these are the social issues. That is rapid modernization. That what does it mean? That the rapid modernization has caused the social challenges such as displacement. I mean, person which is displaced from a particular place to the another place, lifestyle there also changes according to if a rural person is displaced or if he migrates from a rural area to the urban area in search of job, according to that particular area or according to that urban city, he has to be maintain his lifestyle also. So under strain of traditional family structures and social work. So it is also gradually changed, and the impact of urbanization and the impact of urbanization will be influence its lifestyle also. So I hope you understood these concepts, and if you are bothering about the notes, I will be providing these notes in the description box after the live session will be end. So the second concept is the state policies and economic underdevelopment. So um, if the state policies and economic underdevelopment, that is the concept we can see here, analyze the both time period, that is pre-independence and post-independence state policies, and how the economic underdevelopment was there. So uh, as you see here, the pre-independence state policies, that is the colonial policies. What are the colonial policies? That is the British colonial administration adopted the policies focused on exploiting Indian resources for Britain's benefit. So, as I told you, recently I uploaded a video on that the drainages of wealth, that they did some development in India, not only for India's development, uh, rather than it is for their improvement or their benefit, like railways and transportation, telecommunications. They introduced these new concepts or technological concepts in India, but for their advancement, for their benefits, not only for us. So, the colonial policies, that the British colonial administration adopted the policies focused on exploiting the Indian resources, because India is from a vibrant economy to the feeder economy. They made the Indian economy as a feeder economy to the Britishers. They exploit and Indian resources, and India was a raw material hub for them. They take raw material from our country and make finished goods and products from them, and also sell. It was a dumping pad for the finished goods. So this was led to the declining of local industries, because India's handicraft and industries was most famous in the world. So if this has happened, sorry, um, due to this colonial policies, that is colonial exploitative policies, led to the declining of local industries, depletion of the resources, and widespread poverty, leaving India in a state of economic underdevelopment at independence. So, when we got our independence, our Indian economy was underdevelopment. Okay, it was a totally developed and vibrant economy, but after exploitation, it was underdeveloped. Then post-independence economic policies, mixed economic model. So as you know that economies are three types, that is socialist economy, then capitalist economy, and mixed economy. So India adopted the mixed economic model. That is, we will equally put our focus on social benefits or social improvement as well as the capital improvement or market improvement. So, mixed economic model. India adopted the mixed economic model with the emphasis on both public and private sectors. And the state took the control of critical industries, while private sector was encouraged with in other areas. Import substitution. Industrialization, that is ISI. India pursued a policy of import substitution to reduce dependency on foreign goods by encouraging domestic production. This involved the protective tariffs and quotas to support local industries. What is that? Import substitution. You know that what is the concept of import? Huh? So substitution means how we can change the how we can substitute the import. We are not our motive of the modernization, that was self-reliant, not to the import, not to be import oriented. So how we can substitute the import from the export, that is through the industrialization. That is, India pursued a policy of import substitution to reduce dependencies on foreign goods by encouraging the domestic production. If we that is a domestic production, that is MSMEs, the small scale industries organization, that is encouraged by the domestic productions. This involved the protective tariffs and quotas to support local industries. They can export their goods and services to the foreign countries with protective tariffs and quotas. 5-year plans. Through a series of 5-year plans by the Planning Commission in Indian government aimed to promote industrialization, agricultural productivity, infrastructure development, and social welfare. So, in the further lectures, I'll be explaining all the 5-year plans in details. So, be patient for that. Okay, so policies leading to the economic underdevelopment. That is, first one is license Raj and bureaucratic control. The license Raj system established in a heavy regulation on industry and commerce. License Raj, that is, uh, in the further concepts, we'll be reading that we'll be learning that LPG reforms. Okay, in in that section, I'll be explaining the license Raj and concept in a very detail. So here I'll be just explaining this in a very short way. That is, the license Raj system established the heavy regulation on industry and commerce. That when and with the industrialization taking place and the new entrepreneurship or businesses are starting, the startups are going on, so there are various types of regulation and legal procedures which is very strict, and there is no liberty to them to easy entrance to the public sector or a private sector. So, license Raj system is established for the heavy regulation on industry and commerce, making it difficult for businesses to operate freely. So, this stifled the entrepreneurship, as I told you, limited economic growth and led to the inefficiencies. So, what are the policies that led to the economic underdevelopment? So, license Raj, the community, that is very strict and very conservative policy that is making it difficult for businesses to operate freely. This stifled the entrepreneurship and also limited the economic growth and led to the inefficiencies. Then second point is inefficiency in public sector enterprises. State-owned enterprises owned suffered from inefficiency, low productivity, and corruption. These enterprises were not competitive enough and required continual governmental support and straining to the public finances. So, inefficiency in public sector enterprises, public efficiency, sorry, public enterprises, that is the government organizations or government organizations, they are the state owned enterprises that is often suffer from inefficiency because low productivity is there and corruption. These enterprises were not competitive enough to the required continual government support. So that's why, because of there is no competencies, the inefficiency of the public sector enterprises occurred, and it led to the less economic development. Neglected of agriculture. Despite India is still the agrarian economy, policies often prioritize industrialization over agriculture. As a result, agricultural productivity and rural development lagged behind and leading to the poverty and underdeveloped in the rural areas. Then, protectionism and limited foreign trade, high tariffs and restricted trade policies isolated the Indian economy from the global competition, limiting the access to the technology, innovation, and capital from abroad. Due to the what? Due to the license raj and bureaucratic established community. So, agricultural productivity and rural development lagged, leading to the poverty and underdeveloped rural areas. So, limiting the access to the technology, innovation, and capital from abroad, this led to the stagnation of industrial growth. Economic crisis and reform. You know that by the late 1980s, the economic crisis was there, happened, and these policies resulted in an economic crisis, prompting the India to initiate economic liberalization in 1991. These included reducing regulation, opening up trade, and encouraged for foreign investment. So, what are the key reforms after the 1991's global crisis? That is LPG reform, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. These reforms dismantled the license raj, reduced the tariffs, opened sectors to the foreign direct investments, that is FDI, and encouraged the privatization of the public sector enterprises. Market oriented reforms. Reforms aimed to increase competition, improved efficiency, and fostered the economic growth, helping India transition to the more market driven economy. The current state of the Indian economy, that is high economic growth, that is growing up GDP, that is India is now one of the largest growing economies globally with the GDP surpassing the $3 trillion, that is driven by the sectors such as IT services, manufacturing, and agriculture. Rising the middle classes. Economic growth has expanded the India's middle class, which is increasingly contributed to domestic consumption, driving further the economic growth. Then contribution to the global economy. India is a major global player in this, such as IT services, pharmaceuticals, and automotive manufacturing, with the trade and exports playing a critical role. So, key challenges facing in the Indian economy. The recent government Indian reforms and outlook for the future. So, in the summary, Modernization and state policies have significantly shaped India's economic journey. While the economy has achieved considerable progress in recent years, addressing the persistent challenges and inequalities will be crucial for realizing the India's potential as a leading global economy. So, with this, I am winding up my lecture now. So, if you have any doubt, then kindly comment on the comment section, or you can ping me on Telegram. So, have a good day.